What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Eclectic Beard. So this go around, we're going to take a look at Bill Burr, his take on anti vaxx conspiracy theories, on one of his appearances on Conan O'Brien. Bill Burr, I've listened to 90% of his stuff. This cat is he's too funny, and he doesn't hold back, and that's refreshing to take and hear from people these days. So let's go on ahead and take a listen to see what he has to say.
There's a lot of people that are upset about a lot of things these days. People are arguing about whether they should get vaccinated or not. Have you gotten vaccinated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm up for it, too. I'm like, if they're trying to kill me, which doesn't, that conspiracy, I love a conspiracy, doesn't make any sense.
You don't think the anti-vax conspiracy lines up?
That they're secretly trying to kill all of us for population control? No, because what they would do they would be killing all what they call the sheeple. So all the people can be like, all the people that go, what are we supposed to do? Okay, they're going to kill us.
Right.
And then just be left with all the Fonzies with their leather jackets who don't want who are too cool to listen to people. Like they got a nightmare. Who's gonna dig their ditches for them? So
yes.
Okay, that kind of makes sense if you think about it in that manner, but it doesn't make sense to kill the people that are willing to do it.
Just doesn't make. I mean, if you want to say that they're going to come up with something to thin the herd, I will go with that. But they would never do a pointed attack on people that are going to do whatever they say.
Yes. They're eliminating the wrong group if this is the plan.
So maybe they vaxxed us sheeple, so then they can have a second vaccine of COVID thing come out to kill all the cool people that hit a jukebox and it turns on.
So anyone who's anti-vax is a Fonzie. That's what they're just all Fonzies.
Look at me. We were a couple of Ron Howards sitting here, right?
Sure, yeah, we're
You
Ron
look
Howards.
like I'm at a younger age. I look like I'm now. And I like to think I'm the...
That comparison there, Ron Howard, oh my God. What he's saying, I mean, it does make sense. If you're going to go by conspiracy theories and you hear people, hey, it's population control and everything like that, and this would be this would be scattershot basically if it's population control. But if they were going to do it, they're definitely not going to go after the people that are willing to actually listen to them, because makes population easier to control that way. Hit the jukebox and it turns on.
The Oscar-winning director, Ron Howard. Well, you're
Right.
still Ron figuring
I'm Ron.
himself out.
I'm towards the end of the Happy Days run.
Yeah.
I might direct the movie.
Right around when he started dating Lori Beth. Right?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a deep cut.
Yeah.
Lori Beth.
Okay, so the problem is, in our culture now, if you have a weird belief, you can find a source that caters to that belief, and you don't have to read anything else because of the internet.
It's called the internet.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a beautiful thing about the internet. You can be stuck in your own echo chamber because you can find anything to back up your craziness. If you're actually crazy, or if you're intelligent, you can find stuff to back it. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to take and be your echo chamber, it's on there. Ha 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 ha.
Internet.
Yeah.
That's why I don't listen to anybody's theories anymore unless I just go, did you get this information at the library?
Yeah.
Okay, if you got it at the library, I'll listen to it because the library has the decency to break up information between nonfiction and fiction, meaning this happened and this is just some shit people made up.
Uh-huh.
You go on the internet, everything is presented as
fact.
nonfiction,
Yeah.
and that's why, dude, in my lifetime, I'd say for the first 47 years, that nobody thought the Earth was flat.
I've asked people for sources and stuff like, where are you getting this info? Like, there's so much stuff you can find in medical journals from like New England Journal of Medicine, like even over there in the UK. I'm trying to remember y'all's name for the part of y'all's National Health Services or whatever, because they actually produce reports. But there's a bigger think tank over there as well. That's kind of like, it's not so much a think tank, but it's independent articles and stuff like that that's peer reviewed, kind of like over here with the New England Journal of Medicine. And you've got to take a look at stuff like that for anything, especially medically is concerned. And there's a lot of stuff that you kind of got to dig for in there that's not highlighted, but it's been published in there. So you got to take and look through sources like that before you just go making any kind of assumptions on stuff.
Right?
Right.
And in the last 5 years, all of a sudden people, are coming out telling me there's an ice wall that you can go look at. Like there's these ice walls. Like we're basically in this giant bowl of, I don't know, cereal or something.
Yeah.
But then once again, I'm like, all right, I'll go with that. But like,
Right.
what is the upside to telling me, a sheeple, Ron Howard, right, that the world is flat, is round when it's really flat?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the upside of doing that?
Right. Why trick us? Why deceive us?
Yeah, what do you get out of doing that? And they can't seem to answer it. I go, what you need to do is get a pilot's license and go for your instrument rating. And then when you see VOR signals and realize one of the things that blocks it is the curvature of the Earth, you'll stop trying to rent a boat to go look at the
Oh, shit. That's a good point.
People are flipping out about masks, and on both sides.
And the fact that people still think that the Earth is flat, I mean, I thought that argument was settled not decades, not years, but freaking centuries ago. I mean, Jesus Christ. Magellan never fell off the face of the planet. So it's round. It's not flat. Like, I don't understand. And yeah, that's the other thing. There's so much. Go up in an airplane, you can see kind of the curvature. So I don't understand people. I really don't.
Sides. Like, there are people that say, I shouldn't have to wear a mask. I don't want to wear a mask. I don't buy it. And then there are people that.
I love those people.
What?
Yeah,
you like the people that flip out?
Yeah, don't wear it.
Yeah.
Don't wear it. Go kill yourself. It's awesome. Because I have to be honest with you, I know a lot of people died from COVID, but I'm starting to see the traffic come back, and I selfishly thought I wish it killed a few more. I'm being honest.
God.
It's an honest, selfish thought
God.
that I had.
So just specific commuters. We've got to be clear here. Specific.
No, people that I don't know or love, that I would never miss. It's 100% selfish.
Lord have mercy. The thing is, though, I mean, there's still arguments on the efficiency of masks. I mean, because there's still reports coming out. There's still stuff that's been published by respected scientific minds that are like, yeah, they work. And then you've got others like, no, it's, almost 0% efficiency for the mask working. I think it's for a lot of folks, it was more of a safety blanket and stuff like that. Like that science, that's still argued. That is still heavily argued. And I'm from personal experience, I wore masks so other people felt comfortable. I'm sorry, I've worked drywall, I've worked construction, I've worked I don't know how many different things. And if drywall dust can get through the N95 masks and stuff like that, and so can concrete dust and stuff, virus is going to slip to it easy as well. I mean, that's the one thing, because you can still take the mask off after working with those kinds of things. I mean, N95 or just the ones that even without the filters right there that they can cover your mouth like this, like you'd blow out the snot that was contained that dust, even with the filtration system. So I mean, it's one of those things where I did it more of for the fact of other people. Now, granted, if it protected me, hey, I'm happy with it. But there's respected voices on both sides that took and said that it worked and didn't work. So I believe the way I believe because of firsthand experience working stuff like construction. Especially with those cloth masks. Nah, if anything's gonna block it, it won't be that. But between peer-reviewed stuff from both sides, and that's the other thing, if you're gonna take and have an opinion, you've got to take and look at both sides of an argument and stuff like that. Personally, I've got what I believe due to personal experience, and then also taking a look at both sides, and while both of them make very valid points, I found it just easier to take and wear the mask to take and make sure other people's fears are allayed that, hey, he's not wearing a mask, he might have COVID. I could catch it. There's no sense in all that. There was no sense in all that, in my opinion. Did I believe that they worked? No, not really. I really didn't. I still don't think they worked. But on the flip side of that, it didn't cost me nothing to make sure other people felt safe. So.
Okay. You just want to.
You know what's funny is when I looked out there, all the real people were like this, and all the cardboard people were still. So I think overall, I think it made sense.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart agreed with that one.
Yeah.
All four of them.
No, 3 of them went for it.
Yeah.
One of them just covered his face. Didn't want any part of it.
All right, so there we have it. Bill Burr, Anti Vaxx Conspiracy Theories, which the Anti Vaxx Conspiracy Theories, it kind of plays in, like if you've ever looked into conspiracy theories, it plays into like Agenda 21 with population control type thing. Or the new one, which is Agenda, I think it's like 2030 or something like that. But it's a new, something UN. I can't remember because all of them at some point they start to run together. They always tie back into like 3 or 4 other conspiracy theories somewhere further down the road. But a whole anti-vax conspiracy theories and stuff like that they can play into it. If you want to take a look more scientific look and taking actually thinking about conspiracy theories and stuff like that, if you take a look at the time that it took to actually create these vaccines, and people, the technology has been there for years. The technology had been there for years, but places like biotech and others that specifically started on the premise of mRNA technology, they all went to taking until they could. Before COVID, they had all went back to producing regular type vaccines. But with the money that they were given from the government and from Bill Gates and stuff like that, and the cross research and stuff, and the cross stuff they had all done with each other, you can still, due to the fact people are getting booster shots, and we're talking about fourth booster, 4th shots and boosters and everything else like that. The efficiency of them, that's something you can make your own mind up on. Do they work? Less people seem to go to the hospital after they have them, or that seems to be the data that's given. So, but as far as the technology always being there, this is a leap of faith, to be honest with you. If it's an old style vaccine for COVID, I'd be more likely to trust that one. Whereas this one is working, so that's what can be said. It's working, and that's what you hope for with vaccines. I don't really trust it. The only working one they had before COVID was for Ebola down in Africa, and it was small sample size. It wasn't even like wide scale. So, and the reason why before COVID there was no kind of adoption, and it was still being researched more than put into play, is because the way the human cells take and interact with the proteins and stuff like that introduced via the mRNA vaccine. So look at stuff more scientifically than conspiracy, and then it makes more sense to be like, okay, I can see people's hesitations, because it's hard not to be hesitant whenever you take a look at the actual science and what's the actual history of the science of what's being purported and stuff like that. But the data at this point backs everything up for the most part from what I've seen. So, but there we have it. You got to love Bill Burr and his take on things. He's definitely funny. Y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves. Peace.